Salsa Club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big Time Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome into another edition of Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. How in the world is everyone doing out there? It feels like I've been, MIA for the last couple of days. Well, that's because I have been doing a little bit of work on the side. Thank you for, allowing me to grace your ear holes out there. And currently, if you do not know, my name is Derrick Geyer here on WRMN, part of River Media Network. Sports! There we are. And joining me now in studio, it is none other than Dennis Sonar Green. How the hell are you doing, Dennis?
Good, doing great. I also have been behind the scenes, not necessarily on the air. I do the news at 10, but we've been taking it pretty easy with the Christmas stuff, right?
Absolutely.
In between.
Absolutely.
It's stand down. It's the only time I can get you guys out of the studio so I can actually do studio work.
Well, that is fair. I mean, we are jam-packed from 6 in the morning with the morning show. Susie C., Elliot the L Train Serrano, WRMN morning show, all the way up until, my time slot here. But I guess it's a good time to bring up the fact that, some programming is going to be changing.
Yeah, a few things here or there moving around just to kind of shuffle a couple things over. So we are going to be changing our evening lineup. So everything going all the way up to Talk Time with Tammy and Friends is going to stay the same. So top of the day, we've got Coast to Coast going all the way until 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, we've got the Fox Sports Rundown. Then it goes into the RFD, where we get our ag report and a couple other things for the area.
Sure.
Then, of course, the amazing WRMN morning show kicks off at 6 o'clock in the morning, goes all the way to 9, where our community hour takes over at 9 a.m., where we've got like a rotating type of setup where we talk about different topics in the area, whether it's events that are happening or travel or Medicare or maybe just senior events or senior services. Also Chamber of Commerce, a whole bunch of different things happen in that community hour at 9 o'clock. Then at 10 o'clock, we've got the earliest 10 o'clock news in the Chicagoland area. At 10 a.m., we've got the WRMN news, which then goes into Out to Lunch with Matt McNeil. After Out to Lunch with Matt McNeil is the show What's Cooking Today with Mike Horn. Talk Time with Tammy and Friends kicks off at 2 o'clock to 4. And then here's the change. Here it is. It will be Big Top Sports at 4 o'clock.
No. You didn't say it right.
I'm sorry. It'll be Big Top Sports at 4 o'clock.
That wasn't very
Is that better?
enthusiastic.
Oh, I don't have the button. The Big Top Sports here at 4 o'clock. How about that? Is that better?
Okay, that was
3
better
times?
because, 3 times. The third time's the charm. Hit the button on the third time, so yeah.
That's okay. We got Big Top Sports will now be 4 to 6 because when Sox start playing in the evenings, we want to make sure that we've got a pregame before that instead of boring old news again. But we'll have that kick back off. The WRMN News returns again for the day at 6 p.m., followed by the new time slot for a political talk show. And at 8 o'clock, we have a new political show. We've been hunting around for something to kind of, I don't know, not necessarily offset, but kind of be a yin to my yang. And that is going to be Andy Hoosier's show, Voice of Reason. He still takes everything like I do from a constitutional standpoint. And he's more of a conservative voice,
Okay.
where I'm more of a, I don't know, a liberal Republican, which is hard to be this in this political environment.
So are we getting you two together and it's going to be, you're going to duke it out?
Kind of, a little bit of that. So what you'll get is the 6 o'clock news. The WRMN news will kick off at 6 o'clock. Then at 7 o'clock, we'll get a political talk show. I'm working with News Nation to start getting a few more of their reporters coming in for a political talk show in that area. And then the 8 o'clock hour will be Voice of Reason. And the reason we're bringing him over is he's a syndicated show on the weekends already, and he's starting to get this Monday through Friday moving up too. And you know how we really like independent broadcasters around here as well. So we want to make sure that we give them as much love and as much side for there. And then essentially that's it as far as politics go. Because I know we've gotten a lot of back and forth with some of the national guys, with Brian Kilmeade and Tom Hartman and some of the other people that we had over on the weekends for things. So that's it. That'll be the only 2 political shows that we've got for the day. Because after that, we have decided to take our evenings and return it back to when radio was, right? Back when AM radio, the golden age of radio.
So are we going to have little vignettes and stuff?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so I've got classic radio theater. So I've got Superman, I've got Dragnet, I've got all the radio classics back in the day. And then I also have
Car 54, where are you?
Exactly. I've got a whole bunch of music as well for that. So
yeah, you didn't think that I would pull that one, did you?
No. Travel back in time with us to the golden age of radio in the evenings, and then again that leads us right back to the top of the day where it will be coast to coast again, and you rinse and repeat, so on and so forth, Scooby Dooby Doo, etc.
Yeah, thank you for everyone that's chiming in on the Tube of Views YouTube at WRMN Radio. Ken, haven't seen this name before, but I know he's a quasi-regular on the morning show with Susie C. and Elliot the L Train Serrano, kind of like chiming in with Ken Husky.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to have to update the lineup there.
Oh, we definitely will. So the new lineup is actually going to kick off on Wednesday. Wednesday we'll kick over for that one. We've got a couple of other things that are still scheduled. I've got the comptroller Holly Kim and also Jim Vaselli coming in with me on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we've got more candidate interviews with David Tease. So
that makes sense.
So we're still going to knock out the Monday and Thursday, and then starting on Wednesday. That's what we're going to do. We're going to switch that over. And yes, we will update the website for it, including updating the weekend lineup and making sure that that's tight and everything else. So head on over to WRMN1410.com for those updates, and follow us on Facebook and the other social medias. It's another great place to stay informed with what we got going on here. You can always text us 505-926-1410. I get all of those text messages too, and I can text you the new lineup or answer any questions that you got.
Yeah, and well, since we are kind of talking about the shuffle and everything, and we're talking about the WRMN morning show, and I always like that Susie C has the question of the day.
Yeah.
And today's question of the day,
what was it?
For the WRMN morning show with Susie C and Elliot the L Train Serrano is, what was something you learned in 2025?
Something I learned in 2025. I don't know. Is it something about myself that I learned, or
Yeah, it
just
could be
something,
just,
something in general that I?
Not to step all over your toes and everything, but I kind of learned that politics still suck.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And well, I guess that's not really something. I mean, that's like low hanging fruit right there.
I could get you that one. That's true.
I mean, but something as far as just I don't know, introspectively. In general, what was something that you learned?
Oh, man.
Over the course of this last year.
I'll tell you what, one of the things that I've learned just in general is a lot more law for things, federal law, and then international law, especially because of all of the different things that are happening for this new administration, and also the as far as the strikes or anything else that's happening on the national side. So when I do my show, I have to do a lot of research to make sure that I know what I'm talking about.
You mean it's not like sports?
Oh my goodness. Well, you got to do a lot of research too, but I mean, you get to yell a lot more about a guy not being good. Okay, so let's look at it this way. In sports, you have to talk about stuff in a subjective and objective type of side, right?
Sure.
You turn around and you say, oh, that tight end sucked. It was the worst thing in the entire world. That's the subjective side. The objective side is, well, that tight end broke this record and has this many things and that many receptions and this many blocks and blah, 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 whatever it does. So that's the objective side. So for me, I have to find a lot more objective side, because politics is all feelings.
Sure.
There's a lot of feelings in politics.
Oh, so many feelings.
So I have to combat that subjective side with the objective facts. So learning for me has been a blessing for doing my show, because I get to learn so much about politics and philosophy and the founding fathers, so history on that type of side. So what I really like about the learning, I guess, in 2025 has been more of the constitutional law and international type of law, I think is probably what I've been learning. Now, I can't point to anything specific that we put together. I mean, I did some research on Texas election donation law and things like that. So I did get into the minutia and wonkiness of a lot of different things, but it's always a learning experience for everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, you definitely sound like you got into the weeds with that one.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. Some of the really good ones that we've done, especially on the wonky ones of this year, was I had President Guy of Gilbert's, Village President Guy. I also had Village President Mike Reed on as well, and also municipal lawyer Jim Vaselli. And we had actually sat down and talked about solar panel annexation of land within municipalities. So it was a really like wonky getting into the weeds of like home rule versus not a municipality not being big enough to have any of these other features. President Guy had gone down to Springfield a whole bunch of times too, so we talked about that. But that was one of those ones that, yes, we got into like the real deep legislation of it, but it was something that it was literally changing your neighborhood. So understanding how your city and your town can be affected by all of a sudden somebody just putting a resource plant right next to your school. I mean, you gotta understand what laws you actually can fight against. So it was a really great a discussion. I think it's up on YouTube if you want to look at it from that one. So
Sure.
I think it's already up there.
And then you and Mr. Dino DeLaley, you guys are going to be sticking around. Well, you're going to be here kind of, well, early in the morning, if you will, from 8 to 1, if you will.
Yeah, so we are going to be doing the community countdown. We're going to go through all the different things that we did here on WRMN throughout the Fox River Valley. We're also going to run down some of the news highlights of the year as well. The Daily Herald put out a in news type of list for things. We're going to go through that. We've got clips for everybody. We've also are going to go through the entertainers and celebrities we've lost this year. And so it's really just a community type of countdown. People are already jumping on YouTube, so you guys will be able to jump on at 8 o'clock. We'll play some music. We'll be talking just about the new year. The phone lines will be open, so you will be able to come in and say, hey, where did we see WRMN this year? Or what was a highlight for your year? Or is there a shout out that you want to have for somebody and say, hey, they did a great job this year and I want to recognize them for the things that they did. So now's the time to, keep listening here. And get your homework done so that you can give us a call about the great events that you had for the year.
And if you guys want to chime in on my show, which is currently Big Top Sports here on WRMN, kind of taking a off the beaten path, if you will.
Talk about the Bears year.
Well, I mean, that was like something that I was going to ask you personally, because I mean, you are co-owner of the station. I mean, managing partner. Yeah. Excuse me. I always get that like kerfuffled in my head.
I don't want to get the FCC mad at me, but gotcha. Yeah, managing partner.
Okay. So if any of you listening out there want to chime in, about the Bears, Blackhawks, or any of the other, sports, the unbelievea-BULLS that are having a seemingly rough go up and down roller coaster type season so far, call in at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. Can you give me the text line?
505-926-1410. 505-926-1410. That's the text line. And honestly, I think it's been a great year for sports here on WRMN as well. We signed the White Sox.
Well, and that's something that I wanted to get to you and talk with you about it on the other side of a break.
Sounds good.
All right. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports. I'm Derrick Geyer. He is Dennis Sonar Green, and we will be back in a few.
Kick off your weekend with a little flair. It's Dino's Night Out, every Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on WRMN 1410 AM. Dino brings you the best of the Fox Valley's entertainment scene. Live music, local artists, street festivals, great eats, and the personalities behind them. If it's happening, Dino's talking about it. And bringing the spotlight is none other than the legendary Arcada Theater, located at 105 East Main Street in St. Charles. Catch dinner, drinks, and a show, all under one historic roof. So whether you're making plans or just love to know what's hot, make it a date with Dino's Night Out. Fridays, 2 to 4 p.m. on WRMN 1410 AM. Or stream it live at WRMN1410.com. Dino's Night Out, powered by the Arcada Theater, where Fox Valley comes to play.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM.
Listen this Sunday afternoon to Handle on the Law.
I know we're at an at-will date, but for making a comment, like, hey, your hair looks good. And then I got a call from HR saying, hey, you know what? You're under investigation. Do I have any recourse?
Were you fired?
No, not yet.
The problem, Eddie, is they can fire you for any reason they want. They literally can wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm a little bored this morning. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire Eddie for no reason. Yup, he can do that. Yeah, that's California. Yup, welcome.
It's Handle on the Law this Sunday afternoon from 4 to 7 right here on WRMN.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. If you're struggling with mental health, you should know that there are resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. Loveyourmindtoday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need, because most people out here really care. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. I'm your host, Derrick Geyer. Joining me in studio, it is Dennis Sonar Green.
That's me.
That is you. And before we kicked it off to break, you were going over the fact that obviously we've got the Chicago White Sox coming back for another season on these airwaves. We've also currently have the Chicago Bears, the NFC North leading champion Chicago Bears.
That's right.
And with all of, with this season, I'm sure at the very beginning of the season, you and Dino were like, yeah, let's get the Bears on. At least we could have the Bears on.
Absolutely.
Chicago Bears football rules Chicagoland sports.
Well, it started with the White Sox reaching out to us to cover the Fox River Valley, and so that was before the season started. So maybe sometime in January of last year, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even this time last year. I think we were still talking with them for Christmas.
So. I think so.
Yeah, I think it was an early Christmas for us. But we had negotiated getting them on to the station, the amount of games that we needed to play, how to get the mechanical system set up, et cetera, et cetera. And then essentially what happened was when the Bears season was starting up, same company come over to us and says, hey, you did so well with the Sox. Would you like to be a Bears affiliate too? So they reached out to us because we were doing such a great job over here. We had a great audience response for the Sox. So they were like, look, let's be the Bears affiliate. And that's why I'm hoping for that Arlington Heights, because we don't reach out to Northern Indiana, but we cover Arlington Heights. So I can't wait to have WRMN cover the new Bears Stadium.
Well, that would definitely be something because, well, if you didn't know, Kevin Warren, shovels in the ground by the end of this year. And at last that I checked, there ain't no shovels in the ground. Yeah, we got a few hours until that happens. But you are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Back in a bit.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby.
Brought to you by NordVPN. Illinois State Police and local agencies are increasing patrols targeting impaired driving, speeding, seatbelt violations, and distraction. Officials urge drivers to plan ahead, designate a sober driver, and make safe choices to arrive alive and start 2026 safely. The Trump administration has sued to block a new Illinois law that allows residents to sue federal immigration agents over courthouse arrests or alleged rights violations. Federal attorneys say the law violates the Constitution. Governor Pritzker's office says no one is above the law. The Illinois State Fair will move to digital ticketing for the 2026 fair following a successful trial in 2025. Officials say the change will make entry faster and more secure. The 2026 Illinois State Fair runs August 13th through the 23rd in Springfield. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized Cash Rewards or unlimited Cash Rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Rights reserved.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. That's 800-234-0316.
What's the best way to get rid of a timeshare that you don't want? Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline. We're a group of attorneys that help customers legally exit their timeshares. It's an easy process. We guarantee results or you pay nothing. Exit your timeshare today. Call now.
800-890-5957. 800-890-5957. That's 800-890-5957.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, snow before 8 p.m., then partly cloudy with a low around 9. It feels like one with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Looking ahead to New Year's Day, partly sunny with a high near 20. Currently, it is 33 with moderate snowfall. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicago.
And welcome back in to Big Top Sports with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, here on WRMN 1410 AM. All right, so got a little bit of housekeeping, station housekeeping out of the way. Thank you, Dennis, for hopping on here and joining me for the first half hour of the show. And I appreciate that because two heads are usually better than one, especially with mine, full of squirrels and all that fun stuff. And if you guys haven't already heard, we will be doing, the station will be doing a community countdown live on air here on WRMN 1410 AM. And that is going to kick off tonight right after my show. And it's going to go from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Lots of interesting stuff that is going to be going on during that time. Some songs, good, bad about the station, all that fun stuff. And yeah, should be entertaining. A nice way to kick off the new year. Part of the community, as always, with the WRMN crew. And where is it? I am trying to pull up because I made Sonar answer this question. And it was posed by the WRMN Morning Show with Susie C. and Elliot the L Train Serrano. Thank you for chiming in on the WRMN YouTube, the tubies, the YouTube feed there at WRMN Radio. And if you want to hop in and comment, please feel free. I appreciate the kind remarks as always. And the question is, what was something you learned in 2025? Wow, something that I learned in 2025. Kind of don't take no for an answer. Get out of your comfort zone, if you will, to try to expand one's horizons. And I'm just talking personally for myself because so many awesome things have happened this past year. I mean, hell, you are listening to it right now. I have been doing the Big Top Sports here on WRMN since about February. And that was before I was partnered with Mike Napolitano on the Rise every Saturday morning. That was from 8 to 10 in the morning. Now his time slot is from 10 to noon on Saturdays. Basically prefacing sports teams, minor league teams, minor league players in general that were on the rise. That was supposed to be the crux of it, and is the crux of that particular show. And in talking with, Sonar, Dean here at the station, I kind of saw the opportunity to, get a sports show, whether it be in the evenings or just, a couple hours a night or whatever, and kind of spread my wings, if you will. And in doing so, it's turned into what this is. You hear my voice. I love talking about Chicagoland sports for the most part. This year has been absolutely awesome with the Chicago Bears doing what they're doing. Currently 11-5, taking on the Detroit Lions at Soldier Field this weekend. And never in a million years would have imagined the Bears having this great of a season. Now, okay, there was that. I saw an opportunity. I reached out. I took the bull by the proverbial horns and kind of ran with it. Then there was the fact that, oh, look, Ben Johnson, new coaching staff for the Bears. You know what would really be cool? Hey, guys, what if we were to do a Chicago Bears theme draft show? Okay. Yeah, sure. Run with it. Put it together. Do that. Awesome. Couple that with being on air with the Chicago White Sox. Well, not that I was on air with the Chicago White Sox, but the fact that the Chicago White Sox, were being broadcast here on WRMN 1410 AM during the season. Now, I haven't always been kind to the Chicago White Sox, and I've been very transparent and fulsome as far as my views about, and they are my fan views of them. And I feel like I need to preface it because by no means am I in the weeds with the team. I am not a reporter going into the locker room. We do have people at the station that have gone into the locker room and have been able to ask questions of players and management and stuff, a.k.a. Mike Napolitano, Dalton Cooper, Brandon Combs. I do believe even Marcus Mack was in there as well, going in and talking with representatives of other teams and with the Chicago White Sox to get a feel for what they were and just to basically chew the fat with them and get an understanding of where they are going and what direction that they're taking. But my point of view, or my view here as the host of Big Top Sports on WRMN, is, the fans' perspective. Because I want all of the teams to be good. I want all of the Chicagoland area teams to be relevant, which is why, I enjoyed starting off on the Rise, going and taking in the Kane County Cougars, being able to go to the Schaumburg Boomers and being able to talk to the coaches and the players, being able to, talk with the people behind the scenes of the Chicago Dogs and the Chicago Wolves as well. Hannah Arbitman, she is killing it as the in-host person for the Chicago Wolves. She is killing it as the in-host person for the Schaumburg Boomers. Absolutely awesome to be talking with them. Tim Calderwood of the Schaumburg Boomers, the play-by-play guy, the travel secretary for the Boomers. I mean, dude wears so many different hats, and he is absolutely loving it. I mean, you're also talking about having conversations with the play-by-play voice of Aaron Schellen for the Chicago Dogs. I mean, this was initially the crux and why I wanted to get into it, because I didn't feel like these sports were being taken care of. I mean, it's nice and it's good to have the five major sports in the Chicagoland area. But then there's also the Red Stars, there's and of course, now that I'm trying to list off the other ones, it slips my mind. But regardless, to actually cover other sports that aren't necessarily getting, the pub or the publicity that, they should be getting. I mean, you're talking about the Athletes Unlimited leagues, the women's softball leagues, the women's basketball league, volleyball, etc., etc. The Savannah Bananas, who were absolutely bananas when they packed Rate Field this past summer, that will be coming back to Chicagoland, that will be playing games at Wrigley Field this year. And that's just a part of it. What else am I thankful for, or something that I learned? I learned that I can actually do color commentary for football games. Scared the ever-living bejesus out of me. Can I do this? Can I handle it? can I, put my best foot forward and fall flat on my face? I am so used to falling flat on my face that was absolutely nothing, and I was worried about absolutely nothing. But when you get that fear, kind of like when you're playing in sports, or when you're an athlete or you're a jock and you're coming up to bat with the bases loaded, and all of a sudden you're thinking about it too much, or you're not calming yourself down, and you strike out with the bases loaded on an absolute garbage pitch. Well, hello. That was me in the city championship all the way back in 1994 when we were playing at Wrigley Field in front of my family, in front of my family, in front of my friends. And that was, I take away three things. We won the game, but I take away three bad things that has always stuck with me. I struck out with the bases loaded. I fell on my ass trying to catch a foul pop-up in back of home plate in Wrigley Field. I mean, we're talking like a complete and total fall back, jump back, because I had absolutely no idea about the wind at Wrigley Field. And as an 18-year-old kid at the time, I would have, liked a little bit of heads up. Thanks, coach. Regardless, my fault. I should have done better. But with that being said, laying and falling straight out, completely vertical, or maybe it's horizontal. I always get those two confused. But laying out backwards, having the ball hit the tip of my glove, and going for a harmless strike. Then, as I was actually on base and rounding third base, eating the grass at Wrigley Field, because I was unaware at the time, and it's since been fixed because all the renovations at Wrigley Field. But during that time, there was a crown. You come around third base, and it dips. There's maybe like a 6-inch to maybe like a 10-inch drop-off. They use that for drainage. So the water, if it were to rain, and it would drain off the side of it. So, and I ate grass, that way. And, the coach turns back because he's trying to get the other runner on base to second base or whatever. And he's doing his thing. And he looked at me, and I'm coming back to third base. And he's like, what the heck just happened? I fell. Yep, I fell. But I did score. I did score the next batter, or the batter after that. I do remember that much. But we did win, and we ended up, taking fourth in state that year. So that was also something that was fun. Also, another thing that I learned that I could do is that I could drive a 3-hour remote. And oh my God, remotes, so much fun, so much fan interaction, being able to go someplace to actually get the literal and visceral reaction right away, kind of like how you would be, or how a comedic person or a comedian, technical term, I guess, a stand-up comic would be up on stage, hearing the fact that their jokes are landing, or the stuff that I'm saying on air. Now, how, and I'm saying now because I'm glancing over at the WRMN radio YouTube feed here. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just explaining what's going on. But yes, you do have a good point. But to actually be able to drive a 3-hour remote to where I am juggling a whole cast of characters, that was awesome. And doing another few remotes after that. So shout out to Newman's Corner Pub in Hampshire. Love to go back, love to do another remote there. And if you folks out there want to increase your business, I mean, any one of the shows here would love to do a live remote because we actually bring in people. And last I checked, bringing in people, well, that means bringing in commerce. Therefore, now all of a sudden, you know, your typical Tuesday night that may or may not be good, well, it's a little bit better. Well, let's face it, it could be a lot better. But I digress. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what I have learned over the course of this past year. So with that being said, I learned that I also need to take a break right now. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Back in a bit.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous landscape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today and speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
Did you get a call or message that mentioned Social Security that made you feel threatened or scared? That is not the Social Security Administration. Social Security will not threaten you, press you for personal information, or demand instant payment. Social Security does not accept payments by gift card, prepaid debit card, internet currency, or by mailing cash. Criminals use these forms of payment because they are hard to trace. Don't fall for it. Hang up, ignore them. Report this criminal activity to oig.ssa.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Hi there, Tammy Scully here from Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Join me and my sidekicks Nancy and Becky for valuable lifestyle tips and unique views and insights on interesting topics and everyday situations, providing nonstop fun and chuckles for all. Get the scoop on consumer news, deep dive on current events, and learn about the newest economic trends, from exercise and gardening to music, travel, recipes, sports, pets, real estate, media, and everything in between. And it's all sprinkled with a healthy helping of bad dad jokes and interesting fun facts to boot. Tune in Mondays through Thursdays from 2 to 4 p.m. for a little fun, frolic, and infotainment. Join us, won't you?
And welcome back to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And since I've got a phone caller, I'm going to go to the phone lines. And hello, caller, what is your name and what would you like to talk about here on this New Year's Eve?
And welcome back to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly.
Hello? Hello? As much as I love hearing it in the background and everything, if you will and are going to be calling into the station, because that was riveting radio, that was riveting sports radio, I should say, please call in and don't have your radio blaring because there is a delay and it just does not sound good. Oh, I think we're going to try it again. One more time. Maybe one more time.
Please.
All righty. Hello. Anyway, so with that being said, you're currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Yes, and if you do want to call in, the studio line is 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. You could check us out on youtube.com at WRMN Radio. And yeah. And see, it's not the fact that I am being negative or trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be real. I am talking about how I personally feel. And I appreciate the fact that, the viewers and everything on the Tube of Views is saying to stop being negative. Well, it's kind of difficult to stop being negative or pessimistic or whatever when you've been doing something for so long. And it's a learning process. But and the funny thing about it is that I remember a few months back, probably about 4 or 5 months back, when it was Mental Health Awareness Month. And I was trying to, delve into my personal battles as far as mental health awareness and what I had gone through, and that, I survived, and that I was still here, and that I was still on the radio and contributing to society as limited as it is being a sports radio host, but still. And the fact that I got clapback, if you will, for trying to be transparent, trying to be open and honest with people, and the fact that, well, why is he talking about this? He shouldn't be talking about this. This is a sports show, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's a lot of mental health stuff that actually does go into sports. I mean, you don't have these major league teams, baseball, football, hockey, whatever, where there isn't this component now in these days. It's just not. So with that being said, instead of criticizing, but thank you for listening, and thank you for criticizing me, because, means you're listening, means you're somewhat paying attention. But at the same time, look on the inside. Can you be a better person? Can I be a better person? Anywho, you're listening to Big Top Sports, WRMN 1410 AM.
Systems run everything. Government, economy, media, justice. They shape your choices, your opportunities, your future. But do they work for you or against you? On Apolitical Talk Show, we break them down, not to destroy, but to understand. Because if you don't see how the system works, you won't see when it's being manipulated or who's benefiting from it. Power belongs to those who know the rules, challenge the loopholes, and demand accountability. That starts with knowledge. That starts here. Join us weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. as we uncover what's really happening behind the headlines, so you can decide for yourself what's fair, what's broken, and what needs to change. Apolitical Talk Show, breaking down the systems to build them up together. Right here, weekdays 4 to 6 on WRMN, the talk of the town.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby, brought to you by NordVPN. The Trump administration has sued to block a new Illinois law that allows residents to sue federal immigration agents over courthouse arrests or alleged rights violations. Federal attorneys say the law violates the Constitution. Governor Pritzker's office says no one is above the law. The Illinois State Fair will move to digital ticketing for the 2026 fair following a successful trial in 2025. Officials say the change will make entry faster and more secure. The 2026 Illinois State Fair runs August 13th through the 23rd in Springfield. Illinois State Police and local agencies are increasing patrols targeting impaired driving, speeding, seatbelt violations, and distraction. Officials urge drivers to plan ahead, designate a sober driver, and make safe choices to arrive alive and start 2026 safely. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-990-1551. That's 800-990-1551.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by NordVPN. The Trump administration has sued to block a new Illinois law that allows residents to sue federal immigration agents over courthouse arrests or alleged rights violations. Federal attorneys say the law violates the Constitution. Governor Pritzker's office says no one is above the law. The Illinois State Fair will move to digital ticketing for the 2026 fair following a successful trial in 2025. Officials say the change will make entry faster and more secure. The 2026 Illinois State Fair runs August 13th through the 23rd in Springfield. Illinois State Police and local agencies are increasing patrols targeting impaired driving, speeding, seatbelt violations, and distraction. Officials urge drivers to plan ahead, designate a sober driver, and make safe choices to arrive alive and start 2026 safely. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-990-1551. That's 800-990-1551.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, snow before 8 p.m., then partly cloudy with a low around 9. It feels like one with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Looking ahead to New Year's Day, partly sunny with a high near 20. Currently, it is 33 with moderate snowfall. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investorday.
Building a house is hard.
But have you tried removing one? Flood Brothers takes the mess out of demolition. With fast roll-off dumpster delivery, reliable debris pickup, and a family-owned team that takes service personally. Call 630-261-0400 or visit floodbrothersdisposal.com. Flood Brothers Disposal, proud sponsor of America's First Responders Fest.
Looking to set sail on your dream vacation? Cruises International has you covered. Specializing in land and sea getaways, they're here to make your vacation unforgettable. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, they offer personalized service with a global network of specialists to ensure your trip is tailor-made just for you. Call today at 800-255-7447 to speak with a cruise and vacation expert. And don't miss Travel Tuesdays on WRMN AM 1410 every first Tuesday of the month from 11 to 12 p.m. on Out to Lunch. That's Cruises International. Your vacation, your way.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big Time Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, here on this New Year's Eve. Hope everyone's being safe. I hope everyone's being warm. If you're going to drink, please do not drive. Find that designated driver. And I'm going to go to the phone lines right now. And hello, caller. How you doing? What's your name? What you calling about?
My name is Ken. And since this is a sports program, I thought I would talk about sports.
Okay, imagine that. Go ahead, Ken. What you got?
Okay. Well, to begin with, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We should be on the happy side. You know, we shouldn't be on the critical side. But that's the thing about sports, because you're either on one side or you're on the other. Correct?
Well, are you absolutely? And are you talking about my, outlook on things, or what are you talking about?
I'm not talking about you at all. You're the host of the program, and so you try to mesh things and bring up subjects that would interest your listeners to call in and talk on the program, so that people will realize there, in fact, are listeners out there. But I wanted to ask you one thing that doesn't seem to come up about the Bears,
okay,
and their proposed move.
Sure.
Is how long do you think the Bears can hold out before they get a new stadium?
I don't know. And that's the, as far as my opinion.
Oh, sure, you know. You must know.
How is it that I must know? Because it doesn't even seem like the Chicago Bears know at this point.
They are, they're $1 billion operation.
Yeah,
right?
in Chicago Bears name and Chicago Bears organization only. It's not like they actually have the ability.
Why do they need to move on it quickly? This is all a bunch of baloney if they're trying to think that people are going to buy this thought that, we got to get this stadium going right now. And they're trying to bluff us with Arlington Heights. They're trying to bluff us with northern Indiana. They can hold out for a long, long time. And the reason they want to hold out is because they don't want to pay for it.
Well, they've already said that they're going to commit $2 billion to it. I mean, now that's not exactly, I mean, that's a drop in the bucket considering the fact that it's going to take about $6 billion to $8 billion in, to get everything taken care of. But, at the same time, it kind of behooves them to actually get their own stadium. I mean, they have the lease until, I don't know, what is it, like 2032, 2033, somewhere in there, as far as being a leasee with the Chicago Park District. But, I mean, they don't see all of the revenue and everything that all the games provide. They're not getting a cut of all the concerts and everything that are being put on at Soldier Field. Hell, and they're getting done dirty by the Chicago Park District when you have concerts that are being put on at Soldier Field the week of Bears home games and tear up the field, potentially causing their $1 million investments, plural, to potentially get injured. And do they see any of that revenue? No. They go ahead and they build out in Arlington Heights or wherever it is that they want to build out. And they will reap the rewards of everything. They will get that Super Bowl that is pretty much guaranteed as long as, they got a dome on it. Yeah. And, the renderings show that there's going to be a dome on it. So there's that. There's the Final Four, the NCAA tournament, potential WrestleManias. I mean, and other events and concerts that I haven't even thought of or, they've even thought of. Not to mention building a, quote or a quasi Wrigley Field environment or a sports or an entertainment district, if you will, that they can get the money for it themselves. So, but right now, that's all it is that they are billionaire. Yes, the team is worth, billions of dollars. No disputing that whatsoever, but it's in assets only. I don't think it's liquid. They need to go ahead and, they probably went to a financier, and I'm speaking, hypothetically speaking, because I don't have the inside knowledge of what it is that they're doing or who they're going to get the money from, but they probably went to some sort of financier. Yes, this is how much, this is how much equity we could give you. We could give you $2 billion. And they need some other private investors or private equity funds to, put up the other money. Now, whether or not they're going to get the tax breaks, because I think they kind of did things ass backwards, where they bought the property in Arlington Heights without doing the due diligence of trying to figure out what the tax ramifications are going to be, what the city of Arlington Heights was going to charge them as far as like taxes. I mean, make no mistake about it. Yes, they did buy the plot of land, for $300 and whatever million. Great, cool. But, when you're not doing your due diligence and now all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we need X amount of tax dollars for, the schools and everything and for the teachers and all that stuff. Not to say that that's not bad, because I mean, without that, then our youth is pretty much screwed. But I mean,
the White Sox, they got their new ballpark because Jim Thompson supported the whole idea, and they don't have the support from Governor Pritzker. He has said many times they have a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Let them pay for it. He's not going to support the idea of. Well, politically, it wouldn't look good for him anyway, considering the status of the state right now economically. He wants to be president.
Right.
So where are they going to go? They can't get the state administration to support it. Taxpayers, I don't think, want to support it. How many dollars do they contribute to the state? I'm sure there's a figure in there somewhere that's be their selling point. That they're producing for the lakefront so much money, and they're in a predicament, like you say, in that they didn't, I think, go first of all to the state senate and the Congress people in the state to get their opinion to see if they had any strength in convincing the state to support it.
And you guys are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM, and got Ken on the phone line here talking about the Bears potentially moving to Arlington Heights or just faltering and placating everyone. But with that being said, I mean, okay, so if the Bears were to break ground, go to Arlington Heights.
By the way, that's a very common phrase that you use.
What, placating?
No, that being said.
Well, if the
You
shoe
use it
fits.
a lot, Derrick.
Well, it's one of my crutches that I'm trying to wean out, but
Oh, okay.
any
Well,
hootie.
listen, I don't know. Maybe other people have opinions. I'd like to, get some talk going and see if that interests other people to talk about it. I, for one, don't want to pay any more taxes to support it.
No one does.
No. And that's the one thing I think Pritzker's right about. So, but there's going to be a standoff here pretty soon.
Yeah. And thank you for calling in. I do appreciate it.
You bet. Now, see, that's how the programming, you determine whether your programming is going to be successful or not, is to get people to call in.
I wasn't aware of that. I had absolutely no clue.
Okay. Are you being facetious, or are you being, you think, truthful about that?
Oh, I'm definitely being 110% facetious about that, Ken.
Okay, all right.
But I do
Okay.
appreciate you calling in, and have a happy new year and stay safe.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And the one thing that I will add on this before I go to break is the fact that if the Bears do move to Arlington Heights, one, they're obviously staying in the state of Illinois. They're staying, and they would be staying in Cook County. So there's that. But if the Bears were to, let's say, go to, I don't know, Northwest Indiana or whatever, then they are out of the state. The state will no longer get the millions and millions of dollars in tax revenue that the Chicago Bears generate, right? Okay. And it's already been said that the powers that be in Indiana are like, yes, please come on over, because they are chomping at the bit, because they know how much tax dollars and tax revenue the Chicago Bears will generate for whatever city that they do decide to break ground on in Indiana, whether it be Munster, Gary, but it would be no Gouda for the state of Illinois. And even still, the proposal that President Mike Reed put together for Hampshire, Illinois, where there's buku acres of land available to potentially do what the Chicago Bears need, and they've already talked it over with their city council. Now, it's probably not going to happen because it's Hampshire. No offense against Hampshire. I love the people out there. But you're talking about moving the team an hour out of the city. Not that moving the team out from the city to Arlington Heights is a great shake. It'll work. It's got, I mean, everything is there except maybe the infrastructure and the $800 million worth of improvements that the Chicago Bears are looking to get as far as roads, sewers, electrical, exits for the expressway. That is what I'm talking about as far as, that aspect of things. But it's just a matter of willing to work with one another. Any hootie, you're not tuning in for that. You're tuning in for sports talk. Well, that's kind of sports talk adjacent, but you are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, and I will be back on the other side.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-433-3082. 800-433-3082. 800-433-3082. That's 800-433-3082.
Ready to tackle your junk piles? Call the Junk Luggers. From old furniture to entire cleanouts, we do the heavy lifting. And here's the best part. We rehome and recycle as much as possible to keep it all out of landfills. Feel good about your cleanout the green way. Call 1-800-LUG-JUNK or visit junkluggers.com today for your eco-friendly, stress-free service.
In the middle of the night, everything will be all right if you listen to Coast right here on WRMN, 7 days a week from midnight to 5 a.m. Each night on Coast to Coast, listeners are captivated by George Noory with discussions on news and current events, conspiracy theories, UFOs, life after death, and all things curious and unexplained. Coast to Coast, every night, midnight to 5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
The Live Like Roo Foundation is a 501c3 charitable organization that assists owners and their pets through a cancer diagnosis by providing financial and emotional support. In memory of a dog named Roo, the foundation helps local shelters and rescuers by sponsoring animals with cancer who do not yet have a forever home. Live Like Roo is a beacon of light during a dark time. For support for your pet or to donate or volunteer, please go to livelikeRoo.org. Again, livelikeRoo.org.
Oops. And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Oh, such a show, such a show. Happy home day to everyone out there. Happy New Year's Eve for, well, happy 2025, the end of 2025, as it will be. Currently, the Chicago Bulls are in action, and they are taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. And right now, it's in the third quarter with the Bulls currently leading the Pelicans 69-68. With approximately 10:36 now because the graphic just changed up on me. And right now, let's see, how are the Bulls faring? Well, right now they're shooting better than 50% from field goal percentages. 3-point line, not so good. They are 7 for 24 with a 29.2%. They're actually getting some play at the free throw line, but they are not doing very well. 8 of 13. They're getting, they're rebounding the ball all right, but yeah, it's kind of a up and down season for the Chicago Bulls. They were on that 5-game winning streak just recently, but and then they're getting blown out by the Timberwolves, 136-101. That was this past Monday. And then on Saturday, they lost to the Bucks, by 9. So wishy-washy season, to say the least. At least the Chicago Bulls do have, their players and everything coming back. So that's a good thing. But at the same time, they are currently sitting in 9th overall as far as the Eastern Conference goes, with a record of 15-7. So let me see. That is 2 games. Yes, 2 games below 500, and they are 9.5 games back of the Detroit Pistons for the top spot in the Eastern Conference, which they will not come close to by any stretch of the imagination. But, wow, at least they are doing a little bit better than the Indiana Pacers, who are currently sitting at 6-28, better than the Washington Wizards, 7-24. The Brooklyn Nets at 10-20. The Hornets at 11-22. The Milwaukee Bucks, 14-19. And the Hawks at 16-19. So, yeah. It's much to do about nothing, really, with that being said. But at least the Bulls are getting a little bit healthier. Players are coming back. They're doing, it's still a young-ish, oldish team. Vooch is finally starting to, somewhat play his game. Where it's just looked like he wasn't really doing much. But I think that has to do with the fact that you had players and everything that have been out for a while. So there's that. Yes, there's that. This is that. I know that. Sorry, I can't help myself right now. I'm just being a little facetious, I guess. Any hootie. Oh, don't stick your tongue out at me, David Tees. Mr. Fantasy Football Blitz personality. Oh, anyway, that would be the that would be what is it? The Community Countdown live on air here at WRMN 1410 AM crew, kind of getting together for a pre-show meeting, pre-show libation. So, yeah. Put that up there on the tube of views right there. Community Countdown live on air at WRMN 1410 AM. So if you are listening to my voice, that will be coming up at the 8 o'clock hour. Oh, and they will be going all the way until 1 a.m. as well. I think as the show winds down here, get into this matchup with the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions to bring in or get out of this new year. Should be an interesting game considering the fact that the Detroit Lions are eliminated from the playoffs. But you know Dan Campbell, he likes to bite kneecaps. He likes the fight. He likes the fact that people on his team aren't going to give up, aren't going to quit. Because make no mistake about it, the Bears could win, should win this game on Sunday. But if they don't, what are the ramifications of that? Ooh, I smell a tease on Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Back in a bit.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by NordVPN. Illinois State Police and local agencies are increasing patrols targeting impaired driving, speeding, seatbelt violations, and distraction. Officials urge drivers to plan ahead, designate a sober driver, and make safe choices to arrive alive and start.
Hey, did you know it would be good to have
The
listeners
Trump
and everything
administration
call
has
into the
sued to
station
block a
and
new
talk on the
Illinois
radio
law
show?
that allows residents to sue federal immigration agents over courthouse arrests or alleged rights violations. Federal attorneys say the law violates the Constitution. Governor Pritzker's office says no one is above the law. The Illinois State Fair will move to digital ticketing for the 2026 fair following a successful trial in 2025. Officials say the change will make entry faster and more secure. The 2026 Illinois State Fair runs August 13th through the 23rd in Springfield. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized Cash Rewards or Unlimited Cash Rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America NA in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Warrants reserved.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch, because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has two convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400. Now for your free car wash, and see why Britain's Touchless Car Wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, snow before 8 p.m., then partly cloudy with a low around 9. It feels like one with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. New Year's Day, partly sunny with a high near 20. Currently, it is 28 degrees and overcast. With your Fox Valley forecast, I'm Will Walker on WRMN, the talk of the town.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the
And welcome back into Big Top Sports. New Year's Eve edition with yours truly, Derrick Geyer on WRMN 1410 AM. And that would be River Media Network Sports. And right now, I am joined in studio by the one, the only David Tees of the Fantasy Football Blitz. How the hell are you doing, David?
I'm doing great. Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year's coming up here.
Happy New Year's indeed. So, since you are a Fantasy Football Blitz guy with your partner, John Payne, are you still, is this the final week of the season, for you, or was that last week with the playoffs and everything, like regular
PPR leagues?
Yeah.
It's actually, John's last week was last Saturday because he's like, well, we're Fantasy Football Blitz. Championships, PPRs are happening now, which a friend of mine won his. But it's like, hey, we're still football. I mean, there are still leagues that are going into playoffs, like ours. I made the playoffs. John made the playoffs, and we have a redraft for the playoff players out there.
Okay.
So there's 4 teams going to the playoffs, and we pick up players onto there. There's a lot of keeper leagues that actually still do that to today, so I don't know why he's like being like that.
Yeah, well, nothing like tossing your partner under the bus.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Okay,
but
cool.
You know what? I could bring Graham on here for the rest of the playoffs and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's entertaining, to say the least.
Yeah.
I almost would much rather listen to him than you guys.
Wow, shots fired here on New Year's Eve.
I'm kidding. I am kidding, David.
I know you are.
I'm just being facetious.
I know. Oh, Lord. I'm looking forward to the playoffs. What about you?
I am. Hell, the Chicago Bears are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Whether or not they are going to be playing against the Green Bay Packers or if it's going to be one of the other NFC West teams, whether it being the Seattle Seahawks. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Seattle Seahawks,
Seahawks.
Or the Los Angeles Rams.
Right.
Either of those teams kind of scare the hell out of me, to be perfectly honest with you. But, I mean, as far as the game last week against the 49ers, it certainly seems like they can hang against the 49ers, which gives me hope because they already proved that they could hang against the Green Bay Woodpeckers. And I can't necessarily say one without the other.
Right.
So with that being said, I think the Green Bay Woodpeckers suck, but at the same time, 3 times in 1 year, they've already both split games. So 1-1, and let's get it on. Let's get ready to, I can't say that either because Michael Buffer would, find this clip and sue me for copyright infringement.
Yeah.
But so playoffs, revenge game. Ben Johnson saying, no, it's not a revenge game, even though they put a 50 burger on, them week 2.
Right.
But why not?
You got to admit with season going with the Green Bay and Bears home field advantage, but the San Francisco game, which I know you talked about, exciting game.
Yeah.
Totally exciting. But the positives that we saw, especially the over, was really huge on that whole entire game.
Oh, geez, yeah.
They hung with the 49ers.
Yep.
Was considering they both were equal. They both have, 49ers and McCaffrey, but the 49ers lack on receivers. No Kittle, Jawan Jennings, is a decent receiver, but they relied on Purdy and McCaffrey.
McCaffrey, CMC. Christian, CMC.
CMC.
And the one, and this is the funny thing about it, as opposed from last season to this season.
Yeah.
Last season, the defense was good-ish. This season, not so much. But they still managed to take the ball away. They still managed to get, 5 seconds into the game, and it was a pick 6.
Yeah.
okay, there's that. Then there's the other fact that every time San Fran scored, Caleb Williams, the offense, they clicked, they responded, they retorted. I mean, the score was 14-14 after the end of the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay, didn't see this coming. And I was basically watching the game via remote, or not via remote. I mean, I had the remote in my hand, but on tape delay. So I could go ahead and I could fast forward through the plays, fast forward through the commercials, and just get to the next play instead of watching the various angles and replays and all that fun stuff, you know, play after play after play after play. But, and it was nice.
Yeah.
And I mean, Caleb Williams, awesome. Whatever doubts I had about him at the very beginning of the season, they're gone. They are absolutely gone. I think the stat is he needs like another 270 passing yards in this game to actually break 4,000 yards. And the first QB ever in Bears franchise history to pass 4,000 yards.
And if you sit there and look at it, Williams was 330 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Purdy was 303 yards. Very equal. Basically is I think Williams threw more passes than Purdy did. Both Burden was on fire. I mean, he was on fire. I like the kid. I really do.
Absolutely.
But like I said, with the rest of the receiving core, McCaffrey with 140 yards rushing.
Yeah. 140 yards rushing. What was it? Like another 40 or 50 yards receiving?
Yeah.
Something like that. So you're talking about a one individual getting close to 200 yards, gashing the hell out of the secondary and the linebackers. And it's just, that is one of those things that kind of needs to change next season.
He's been doing that all season.
Oh,
Considering who the quarterback was, he has been, I would have to say, the team.
Yeah.
I mean, throughout the whole season. It was on his back, and he rode it, and he did a great job with it. So that's a little scary with him. When will he crash? We don't know.
No, I don't think so. I mean, he crashed last year. He got hurt last year. That's the only reason why he wasn't putting up the numbers that he was, last year, because he was hurt. The fact that he's got 1,000 yards rushing, he's going to have 1,000 yards receiving. And I think, if memory serves me correctly, and it rarely does, to be honest, he's going to be one of like either 5 or 6 players to do that.
Right.
Again. But he's already done it. So, yeah.
What about the Packers getting Diggs? Cowboys released Diggs, and then Packers pick him up today.
Yep.
No Parsons there, but Diggs, I don't know if his contract's up or something like that. We'll have to look that up. But I wonder about that move. What do you think about it? Because if the Cowboys got rid of him, he hasn't been performing. I mean, he's hurt. Why would the Packers pick him up?
Depth. I mean, just for the simple fact that, okay, new place, new outlook, new team. There's a chance because, okay, the Cowboys let him go. And, well, if he performs well in the remaining couple of games that they have, I mean, there's no doubt about it that he could potentially be a weapon for him.
Yeah.
And you're talking about another, $15 million contract for him potentially in the offseason. So, and right now, I think after going up against the Bears twice in 3 weeks and seeing what they were able to do with him, I think that they realized that they need another weapon to go after the Bears secondary. Because make no mistake about it, if it is lining up to be the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears, round 3, for, playoff time, wild card time, this is This is something that they did against the Bears the first time that they played them.
Right.
Where you had the secondary that was decimated. Jalen Johnson coming back from injury. He's still not looking like himself. I doubt he's going to be looking like himself until next season when he actually has the time to recover. But with that being said, oh, there I said it again. With that being said, thank you, Ken. I appreciate that. There's another weapon on either like the outside, whether it be like the number 1 or 3 or the slot receiver, because, well, who do you cover now? Which player are you going to be covering? So by adding that additional person, going to prevent, or it's going to create more headaches for the defensive personnel, coordinator, etc.
Right. And when we watched the Packers, the Philadelphia Bears game, when we watched it together here at Newman's, great time, great night. Philadelphia was confused with the Bears. They had no idea how to handle, and Ben Johnson strayed away from it since that game. And I think he's trying to get it off the minds of people, other teams that are going to start looking at game films. When he put Loveland and Kmet on the outsides and had Swift and
Monangai.
That guy. Monanga. Had them in the backfield at the same time. Philadelphia didn't know what was coming. They couldn't figure out what the game plan was. Was it a run? Was it a pass? Was it Williams running with the ball? I mean, that was a feature that we got to see a few times, and that was at the point where he pulled that rabbit out of that hat for that game to prove a point that he knows how to do this and knows how to make teams confused, which I thought was brilliant. He strayed away from it the last few games. Didn't bring it in Green Bay.
No.
But he did show it a couple times in Philadelphia, and he really threw a lot of confusion into Philadelphia.
Oh, and it was absolutely beautiful. The one thing that I was listening to, I think it was a Westwood One broadcast of a Thursday night game, and it was featuring the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't remember who the other team was. It wasn't the Bears. But there's that whole tush-push thing that they do, or the brotherly push, if you will. And they ran a different iteration of that play where they faked like they were going to do the tush push, and then because everyone was collapsing on the line, everyone was collapsing on the point of contact or where they thought the running back was going to be, right? Pitched the ball out.
Right.
And Hurts ran for like 40 yards, whatever, scored touchdown. And I'm like, oh, that is absolutely awesome.
Right.
And that was beautiful because, well, you don't see it. Everyone knows what is coming. Now you put that in your head, and now you have to account for another 2 or 3 bodies on the field, and you're not all going to be like collapsing down.
Right.
I would absolutely love to see the Chicago Bears do something like that. Or I wouldn't be surprised, since it is a copycat league, that the other teams that actually do a version of the brotherly shove do that as well.
Oh, a lot of it was going on this weekend. I was watching a lot of games this weekend, and I saw a lot of it. I saw a lot of. You see Aaron Rodgers doing it. I mean, except for the whole thing is they use Washington, that 6'8",
300+ pound behemoth
tight end takes a snap. I mean, Rodgers would just sit there with his hands behind his back, like we all knew it was coming.
Yeah,
I mean, the guy's a monster. But I saw Tennessee do it. I saw a lot of teams do it this weekend, and it seems like it's they're catching on for those first down yardages and all that stuff down at the goal line. But it's like I said, if Ben Johnson can isolate the linebackers on any team by using 2 tight ends and 2 running backs, you can't. Those tight ends got to really watch where those. I mean, those linebackers got to really watch where those tight ends go.
Oh yeah,
where Williams is going to go, where the running backs are going to go. So my theory has always been, and you got to maybe agree with me, you have to split defenses by having those studs out there and causing those linebackers to force themselves off of that line.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the beauty of Ben Johnson's offense. where you'll get the same play maybe 5 or 6 times, or you'll get the same formation half a dozen times in the game. But one of the things that never really happened, I don't think it happened last year. Well, not a whole hell of a lot of smurf happened with Shane Waldron. I'm still trying. I'm thankful for that. Anyway, I'm thankful that now all of a sudden, well, not all of a sudden, but there is the genius on the offensive side of the ball where you're not getting the coach like Matt Nagy or Nagy or whatever.
Or ever lose. Yeah.
Or ever lose. Eberfools, can't coach, whatever. Nice hair, though. Nice hair. But even still, it's like when there's different nuances to the offense. And it's nice to see that when you have a formation where you could run 20 different plays out of it,
right?
Where the different formations and everything, left, right, center, whatever, it's all good.
Yeah.
And with that being said, that is something that is nice to see because that has won the Chicago Bears games down the stretch, especially in overtime against the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, which was a great game.
Oh, it was a phenomenal game. I still don't know how in the hell they won that game. But with that being said, there I said it again.
Yep.
They did.
Take it anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I want to say something right now to Ben Johnson. I know he's not listening, but if he is listening, I want to say to you, kudos. I want to say great job with that offensive line because that offensive line is the key to the success of Caleb Williams and the Bears offense because
without a doubt.
He did something I've talked about for years, build outside in, and he came in his first day and changed that right there and did.
And that is something that was sorely lacking until Ben Johnson got in the ear hole of Kevin Warren or maybe Poles to the fact that this is what we need to do.
Right.
You're bringing me in to do this. We need to either draft high at the lineman position, guard, tackle, center, whatever. Hey, I have absolutely no problem with Dahlman bringing him in. I have no problem with Tooney coming in. They're Pro Bowlers.
Right, exactly.
And that right there, line is already better. You already know. And the way that they are shoving people around, beating the hell out of them. You're talking about
Parson was one that got crushed a lot.
Yes.
Too.
So is who is the Myles Garrett?
Yeah.
When they set him up, and that's another beautiful thing where, you know what? He's on the right-hand side. He's on the left-hand side. Whatever side he's on, we're going to be going to the other side. But we are also going to send Colston Loveland, Cole Kmet, and we're going to knock him on his ass.
Right.
Happy holidays if you're a Bears fan.
So give the offensive line credit where credit is due because these guys have been healthy. They've been together. They protect the quarterback. They create the holes for those running backs, Monangai and Swift, to have phenomenal games. I mean, Monangai being a north-south runner, Swift being an east-west runner and a pass catcher. They give that off, and Williams having more time to look at his targets. I mean, that offensive line, if we didn't see what we have today, Williams would be on his back, running around like a crazy man all the time.
Oh, without a shadow of the doubt.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of the doubt. And at this time last year, we were talking about, oh my good God, how many times has Caleb Williams been sacked?
Yeah.
68 times last year.
Mm-hmm.
And he was pressured another 50 plus after that. where he's running around with his hair on fire, if you will.
We saw that with Justin Fields. We saw that with Trubisky. We saw
Yes.
that with Williams last year. We've seen too much of that over the years, where we're just to a point where we're tired of it. I mean, and this Ben Johnson comes in there and waves a magic wand and gets Tooney and all these other guys. And right now the offensive line, they're like the Robins. They don't get the credit like the skill players do. And thank God that we're seeing changes, and I think we're going to see a lot more coming in the future with Ben Johnson.
Yeah, and as I'm doing a quick look up here, they've only allowed 32 sacks this year.
Right.
Now is that good? Well, considering the fact that it averages about 2 per game.
Yeah,
2 per game,
which is
and he wasn't sacked last week.
Oh yeah,
they kept him up all game, and the added incentive is that he was actually throwing the ball away when he was getting pressure. You didn't see that last year.
No. Smart quarterback.
Yeah. And so while his throwing percentage or completion percentage may be mid-50s, upper 50s, I'll take it. Just for the simple fact that this is the first year in Ben Johnson's system.
Right. And so it will get better.
And I'm salivating at the fact that it is going to get better.
Mm-hmm. It is. We're drinking his Kool-Aid.
Oh, I am so drinking, the Kool-Aid on this New Year's Eve. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Sitting in studio with me, Derrick Geyer, is David Tees from Fantasy Football Blitz.
Yes.
And, well, we've got about another minute or so, David. What you got going on for the new year? Any big proclamations or anything?
Bears winning the Super Bowl, if not going to the NFC Championship game, would be something I would like to see this 2 years. That's something I'm hoping and wishing for. Other than that, good health, being with family, and hoping spiders don't follow me in the studio.
Again?
You heard about that this morning, huh?
No.
A spider jumped on me, and I'm scared to death of spiders, and I fell off here and with the chair. Yeah, it's a long story. You have to catch it.
And that was on what show?
This morning with Susie and Elliot.
So on the So if you want to see David Tees fall on his ass, go back to the WRMN morning show on the Tube of Views, and that's WRMN Radio on YouTube.
Well, I'll tell you what, Hector, he was there. He saw it. So he just said spider.
Oh, man. I wish I would have kind of seen that. Although, you're okay, though, right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's
fine. I would have just made sure, you're all right. Okay, you're good. Now I can laugh my ass off about it. But thank you for hopping in.
Hey, no problem.
Appreciate it. I want to thank Dennis Sonar Green for hopping in on the first half hour of the show. And thank you to Ken Husky for calling in and talking Bears and the Arlington Heights development. I hope everyone out there has a safe and happy new year. If you're going to drink, don't drive. Call an Uber. 1410 AM.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids right here in our own backyard are facing hunger every day? Without healthy food, it's harder to grow, to thrive, to